Hi everyone, welcome to Touch Base Thursday for August 6th. I am excited to be going live with all of you tonight with some really cute gnome projects to share with you. Would you mind bringing me down that gnome that Pat made me? And I'm really glad that you guys all had your input into, yes you may, into what you wanted me to present tonight. So for those of you that have voted for the poinsettias, know that you're going to see that probably next week or the week after. So you will still be able to see the poinsettia presentation, but I couldn't pick which one to do for you guys tonight because I liked them both. So anyway, welcome everyone. Hi to Patty and Susan and Penny, Philomena. Hi ladies. So welcome again to my Facebook Live for August 6th. And I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for those of you to log on here. You can just set her right here if you want, Natalie. Sorry, I forgot to bring something down that I wanted to bring down for my gnome presentation, so I made Natalie go back up and get that. So anyway, again, thank you guys all for voting on what you wanted to see tonight. And I think that you're going to like what I've got to share with you. For those of you that don't know my routine, you know that I always start with announcements and then we go into sharing, and you get some prizes if you share my video, and then we get into my stamp area. So with that, I have a few announcements to share with you guys, a little update about our family, what we've been up to, that sort of thing. So most of you know that I have a new granddaughter who is not so new anymore. I mean, she's still little, but we've had her with us and in our family now for 4 months, and almost 4 months. She started rolling over this last week, so it's so fun to watch her do that, and the surprised look that she had when she actually did that. So that's kind of cool. And I had to tell my youngest daughter, Claire, to quit tap dancing upstairs. She got a brand new pair of tap shoes today because her old ones just weren't going to fit her anymore. So if you hear any tapping, I will tell her that she needs to be quiet. So anyway, hopefully my volume's okay for you guys. I did remember to plug in my microphone this time, so I should be doing the fading in and fading out. You guys should be able to hear me pretty good, so yay. And then I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit more update about our school here in the Mount Pleasant area, and that we are actually going to be doing online schooling for the first 12 weeks with our girls. So there is an in-person option, but for my youngest daughter, Claire, who's in middle school, 8th grade, the option for her was to go in school every day, wear a mask all day long, and we just couldn't do that to her. And I don't feel that they have the right safety precautions in place for that kind of a model. And then for my older daughter, who is in high school, her option was to go what they call a hybrid model, be in school 2 days a week and online 3. Thinking, how's that going to work? So we just chose the online option. So we're setting up workstations again in our house for the girls to be able to do their online schooling, and we're hoping that it works out. And I have flexibility that if I need to be home a little bit, I can. With my boss is really wonderful about that. And so that's kind of our plan for going back. Most of you know I work at a university, and our students come back the week of August 17th. So I'm a little nervous about that, but on the flip side, I don't work in like a student service area. I'm more of the behind the scenes doing stuff in an office in the IT department. So I don't have a lot of student contact other than the 2 that work for me. So I'm a little nervous about having all those students come back and what it might do, but I guess we kind of wait and see. But that's what we chose to do with our girls, and I'm hoping it works out. Claire won't be able to do orchestra. Orchestra is not going to be an online only option, but she still does her private lessons with the professor at the university I work at. So she'll still be able to do her play her cello. And Natalie, we're hoping will be able to still attend our tech center. She's going to want to do the SENA program. When she graduates in a couple years, she wants to get into nursing. So we are hopeful that she will still be able to do that. But so many things, they're just still up in the air. But that's where we're at right now. We're going to choose the online option and hope for the best. Also, a couple more announcements. So Stampin' Up, if any of you have put in an online order, you probably have noticed that Stampin' Up updated their online ordering system for any of on the customer side of the house, so to speak. I'm here to tell you though, it's an amazing experience. So if you are having any issues putting in any online orders, please let me know, because I experimented with it and put it in order through myself using that site. The main thing is you have to make sure that you, in the very top, it'll tell you what demonstrator you're ordering with. I know there are some of you that order with more than one demonstrator, so you're just going to want to make sure that it's got the right person there. If not, you click there. There's a spot where you clear it and you search and you can find the demonstrator that you want to buy from. So it's kind of a neat little tool, and then it will remember your most current demonstrators that you purchase from as well. So that's the main thing to remember, is to check to see that you're buying, if you're putting in a club order or an order for a class or whatever, that you're going to want to make sure that you're doing that with the right demonstrator. But if any of you have any issues with that, please let me know. But that did go live on August 4th, as did our holiday catalog. And so I'm here tonight to present to you the awesome Gnome for the Holidays stamp set. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the class that I'm offering with this. If the Gnome stamp set is on your list and you haven't purchased it yet, you can get it included in this class that I'm going to be showing you tonight. So it's kind of a cool deal, because you'll be able to get the stamp set, you're going to be able to get some other amazing products, and you'll be able to make 10 cards right off the bat using your new stamp set. So if it's on your list, you may want to consider the class that I've got prepared for you guys that I'm going to show you tonight. And then right after my Facebook Live, the class links will be posting. I've got posts already scheduled to go out for you to be able to click the link and purchase the class if it's something that you're interested in. And then the other promotion that I'm going to be running, and I wanted to make sure I told you guys about this. So I don't know if, I mean, some of you may already know this, and some of you may not, but Stampin' Up! Has a program that as demonstrators get to their career-to-date sales with the company, when you get to $1 million, you get, it's a huge thing when you get to $1 million in career-to-date sales. So career-to-date sales is everything that you have sold from the time you started as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have a long way to go, you guys, so I'll start by saying that. I have a long way to go. I've been a demonstrator for, it'll be 10 years this fall. But I am very close to my $400,000 career-to-date sales milestone. When I think about that, woo, it just wants to bring me to tears, because $400,000 to me is a lot. And every year when I'm close to or every year, I shouldn't say a year, it takes me a couple, 2-3 years to get to that next 100,000. But I do a little promotion. And so I'm not going to tell anybody how close I am. But the person, it'll happen soon, that's all I'm going to say. But the person who puts in the order, whether it be a club order, a regular order, anything, the person who puts in the order that gets me over that $400,000 threshold will receive a $100 shopping spree on me. Okay? So I'm excited about that. I did the same thing when I was close to my 300,000 2.5, 3 years ago. And so I'm doing it again with my 400,000. And then after that, you guys are going to be able to help me get to that $500,000. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. So anyway, but it's a little bit of a way I like to pay back to all of you who support my hobby, who support my passion of creating beautiful projects and things for you guys to see and duplicate. So anyway, just want to make sure you guys know about that. And I'll let you know each week on my Facebook Lives if I'm closer or if it's already been awarded, or I probably will actually announce it on a Facebook Live when I get the order that puts me in over that. So anyway, then I do have a few classes that are open right now that I want to make sure you guys know about. So my Gnome class will be opening up tonight. That is going to be an online only class because it's just a lot of coloring, and I have the blends as an option for you to pick when you're purchasing the class. If you have the blends, you don't need them, or if you have a different way to color. But if I was to offer this class here in my basement, you guys would be here for 3 hours. So you will need to have a way to color the gnomes. But they're only colored with like 2 or 3 different colors. So you'll see that here in just a couple minutes. And then my shaker jar card, the jar of flowers, that class is ending and closing, I think, in a couple days. So if you haven't registered for that one. And then open, my normal 3 classes that I'm doing both local and online are my poinsettia petals, the hippo happiness, Field of Flowers, and then I have a Peony Scrapbook Album class that is still open. And last but not least is my online bingo. So my online bingo that is going to be happening on August 19th. You play for Stampin' Up! Prizes. I include make and takes and a bolt of ribbon or some kind of an embellishment that you will use to use on your projects, and you get to keep the rest. And the price is $35. 6 games, includes the shipping of the prizes right to the 6 winners. A lot of fun that we have when we play that bingo. So, and then finally the end of August, and I haven't mentioned it yet, so I'm going to mention it here. August 26th, I'm doing a virtual party through my Facebook virtual party group, and I'll have different promotions and prizes. It's kind of going to be my holiday catalog version of my virtual party on August 26th, and the make and take kit for that opens up next week if anybody's interested in purchasing the make and take kit to do the stamping projects along with me. So with that, I have 2 things to show you, and then we're going to go ahead and start our stamping presentation for tonight. So as a demonstrator, so if any of you are not a demonstrator and you want to become a demonstrator, but you get your hands on what I'm going to show you right now early, you might want to consider buying that amazing starter kit. As a demonstrator, we were able to purchase the new Stamp Emboss die cutting machine, and it's beautiful and it's white, and it has the Stampin' Up! Logo on it. It has the Stampin' Up! Logo on both sides. This replaces our Big Shot. We finally have it. Now this is the full-size one. We also have a mini that's going to be coming up. Out. We don't know when yet. We're waiting for that. Now, as a customer, you can purchase this beginning next month, but demonstrators, we are able to get this right now. So if you want your hands on this right now, I can show you how you can get your hands on this, because you can, you know, get this probably in your starter kit and have this be your starter kit. But there's a little, these ends just open up, so you just kind of open those up like that, and then these just kind of push down and open. And there's your platform to run your dies and things through. So I'm really excited that we finally, oops, it's loud, sorry, that we finally have that. And then the next thing I want to show you guys before I actually start my stamping presentation is this amazing little gnome that one of my team members made. And I got to tell you the story behind this amazing little gnome. So most of you know I do a event in March. It's my cystic fibrosis event, and all the proceeds go to cystic fibrosis. And Pat, one of my team members, she made this as one of the prizes for the raffle. And this amazing little gnome kind of resembles me, although I'm not wearing a flower in my hair today, and my hair is all down. But it's got a little flower in her hair. Look at the little Stampin' Up! Logo right here. It's got cards in her hand, purple shoes, the little lace. It's so beautiful. And anyway, my mom put tickets in. A lot of people put tickets in to win this, and I'm sure whoever won it was probably going to be giving it to me. But my mom won it because my mom was at the event. It was such a precious moment because she came walking right over to immediately hand me this amazing little gnome. So I thought I would start by showing you this that Pat made, and I think it's so cute. This is what I had Natalie run upstairs to get real quick when I was talking at the very beginning of my presentation. But isn't she cute? I have her upstairs right now to enjoy her up there, but when I do my classes and events and things, this will be what I will start to this is what I'm going to start to take with me to put on my displays for events and retreats and things like that. So anyway, I love it and thought it would be cute to just kind of share that with all of you guys. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys liked seeing that. I just had to share it with you. So Kate wants to know if I'm feeling okay today. No flower in my hair. Yeah, no flower in my hair. So I actually left it down today. Can you guys believe that? I never leave my hair all down. You're probably used to seeing me with it all pinned back, and I have it, you know, make it kind of a little poofy. And yeah, so today, yeah. The cost on that, Sherry, is $120. It also comes with that $120 includes the cutting plate, a couple of different layers for different things for embossing, and your cutting plates. So it does come with a lot. Does she have a name? She does not have a name. We need to name her. Isn't she cute though? I had to share it with you guys because, you know, you had to see it. It's pretty cool. Okay, so with that, I am going to transition my camera down, and we are going to start my amazing presentation with these amazing gnomes. I had so much fun designing with these. So let me transition down, and let's have some stamping fun with gnomes. Okay, so again, you're going to see a little sneak peek of my projects first as we transition down. We're not going to see a lot of it though because I covered some of it up, but you will see a little sneak peek. Oh, aren't they cute? Okay, I think they're adorable, but of course I would. Okay, so I'm going to move them out of the way here in just a minute. So there's your guys' little sneak peek. And voila, moving them out of the way. Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you is the products that I used on my presentation for tonight, showing you guys all of these awesome things. This is the Gnome for the Holidays stamp set. Now this stamp set is $19, and this stamp set will be included in my class. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my class as I showcase the class and the presentation of materials that I'm going to be using for it. So it includes the stamp set. I also including the package of the Wonders of the Season ribbon. So this time I used kind of I didn't use an actual product suite. I used like a hodgepodge, so to speak, of a couple different products. So this ribbon is part of the Wonder of the Season suite, and it is a $9 combo pack. You get this really nice wide shaded spruce ribbon, and this really nice, this is really easy to work with, the trim for the gold trim. So that's also included in the class fee. You get the whole 2 bolts of that together. And then the other thing included in the class fee is a package of these little snowflakes. Now I know you're not going to be able to see them very well, so let me bring in a piece of cardstock to put them under. You'll be able to see them actually when I present the card here in just some of the cards in just a little bit, but let me put them underneath the red here so you can kind of see them. They're kind of iridescent and they're really cool. Okay, so you get a whole package of them. You can see how many of them I used on my cards from tonight, but I love those. And then I have the option for you to add on blends. Now the blends that I used on all of my cards are listed. They are the shaded spruce, the real red, I'm trying to think what else I used, the ivory for the faces, and the, I think I used yellow too for the stars. All of the designer series paper that I used is the 'Tis the Season 6x6 designer series paper. So I'm going to share with you some of this designer series paper. Again, like I said, I used a little bit of a hodgepodge of different product because there wasn't anything that, it wasn't like a whole product suite with the gnomes. So I just chose something that I liked with the paper. And I thought this paper, I wanted my gnomes to be kind of the traditional green and red. Although I gotta tell you, I had Natalie color my gnomes for me. And so she colored one. Again, I'm not going to take time to go through all of the paper, but you kind of see it's the traditional colors. But Natalie had to color one, make one a redhead. So one of my cards, the gnome has a red beard, or orange, I should say, because she wanted to make it kind of, she goes, oh, you need a little redhead. And I'm like, okay. So you can kind of see you got some really pretty paper here, okay? And I used different patterns of this for my projects, and this is 6x6. So this paper, again, you get what you need for the cards, so you don't get anything extra on that. I didn't include any of the paper, but you'll have all the pieces that you need to make the cards. The cost of my class, I think altogether it comes to $58. It includes the shipping of the product to you as well, or the class. So you'll have everything that you need to make the 10 cards, 5 cards, 2 of each design. And it includes the amazing stamp set. So that I think is a huge plus. So let me bring in the first card we're going to make. I got to see which one here is on top. So we are going to make this one. I also have a couple of 3D projects that I'm going to share with you using some of Stampin' Up's new little tins that we have available as well. So we're going to start with this gnome card right here. And for this one, I have a piece of Whisper White. I use the thick Whisper White cardstock. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and that is the base of the card. And then I have a piece of the real red that is cut 5 by 3 3/4, and a piece of the shaded spruce that is cut 4 3/4 by 3.5. And then I cut, so that since this paper is 6 by 6, I wanted the paper to be able to be cut at 3 instead of at 3 1/4. So you'll see I've got a little bit more green showing, but I really don't think it matters. And it's just a way of using the paper a little bit better to be able to not, you know, have it be able to use it and to get a couple extra cards out of. So with all of this, we're just going to do some simple layering. So let me layer these together. This stamp set is so cute. Again, all of my coloring tonight is courtesy of my daughter, Natalie. She loves, and I mean loves, coloring with my blends. Look at the detail to that. Isn't that cute? So pretty. So I let her have at it. So all of them, when I'm doing my presentation tonight, every single one of my gnomes is already colored because she came down here a little while ago, right before I went live, and decided to do all of the coloring so it would all be done. And I'm like, oh, that was nice of her. So I'm just going to adhere this. And what I do is I kind of just leave a little bit at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to put that wide ribbon right across the middle. So this is the, it's like an inch thick, but it is so not very thick. I mean, an inch wide. It's not very thick, and it's a really nice ribbon to work with. And it is gorgeous. If you like green, this ribbon you're going to love. And because this ribbon is a little bit thicker, I'm going to actually use 2 glue dots instead of just 1 in the middle to secure this around my card mat. So I'm just going to put it around here like this. And I'm telling you, I really like it. Doesn't she do a good job coloring, you guys? I know. And say hi to Richie from us too, Aunt Bonnie. I see that Richie said hi to us. For some reason, my comments didn't scroll, so I'm seeing a lot of new people coming in. So I welcome to those of you who this might be your first time watching me live. I'm showcasing the Gnome for the Holiday stamp set, and this is also going to be an online exclusive class that I'll be offering. So like I said, the links will be posted in the description of this video, plus they'll be posted to both my page and my group shortly after my Facebook Live is over. I then used the stitched nested dies, and these are just the little rectangular type shapes. They came out last year, and I cut 2 that coordinate, one with the gold foil and then one with the Whisper White. And there you can see that Natalie has already colored him. And I am just going to adhere this down. And then I used dimensionals to glue it down to my card. So let me bring in the dimensionals, and that little bit of gold I think is just enough to kind of make this all pop. I love using gold at Christmas time. I'm more of a silver when I design cards, but doing gold at Christmas time to me is just, I don't know, I really like it. So I'm just going to adhere this down there. And then I have a piece of 1/2 inch little strip of Whisper White cardstock, and I used Memento black ink for all of my sentiments and all of my stamping, because that is what you got to use when you're coloring with those blends. And I'm just going to stamp "You're a friend like Gnome Other." How cute! How cute! So "You're a friend like Gnome Other" on this strip. And then I'm just going to cut that off. You make sure I put my ink away. I don't want to have ink in everything. I'm just going to cut that off. And then I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on that and glue that down. And there you have card number 1. I'm very lucky to have, she loves to color, and then you have Claire, who has to, you know, come down, and she tries to help me with all of my other stuff that I do. It's just, I've got great girls who love to help me, which makes it really nice. Very nice. Okay, and then I added a little bow right here. So I'm going to bring in the gold trim. And I'm just going to make a bow. You're going to see how easy it is to use this to make a bow. So I'm just going to make a bow. Make it tight. And from there, I'm just going to trim off the edges. And I'm going to adhere it with a glue dot. And again, you're going to have tons of this ribbon and stuff left. So, you know, you'll be able to use it on other projects for Christmas. You won't use it all on your gnome cards. There you have card number 1. So pretty. So I'm going to take a little bit of a detour from cards, and I'm going to show you one of my 3D projects that I'm going to be making. And show you these awesome little tins. So this is the round tins. Let me find my sheet here that tells me the prices. I wrote it all down in advance. So Stampin' Up! Is selling these little round tins. They come not decorated. So this is a clear plastic, and I've just put the layered circles on it, added a couple of gnomes. Again, Natalie colored all of those gnomes. Oh, I know what I didn't do on that card. Let me back up before I get into that. I didn't add the little snowflakes that just kind of top this off. So you can see the little snowflakes. And again, you're going to get these snowflakes included in your class if you purchase the class. You get the whole pack, and you can see that I did not use many of them, but you'll be able to use them on so many different things. They're already self-adhesive, and they're sticking to my nails, because I should really be using scissors, but I'm not. We're just going to add 3 to that one, but there you can see how awesome that looks when you add those cute little things. Okay, so now we're going to continue going on to these little round tins. So these round tins, they're $12 for 4 of them, so they're $3 a piece. But my sister-in-law had stopped in to see me right before I went live, and she does it occasionally, and my husband's sister, Denise, and just to say hi on her way home from work. And she loved these, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need to get them. She was peeking at my projects because she's thinking these would be really good for her. She makes rock candy at Christmas time, to be able to put rock candy in to give to her friends at work. And that would be just enough candy to give them. These are food safe, and they come with the little tins for you to decorate. And so I'm going to actually decorate one of them with you so you can see. They come, like I said, 4 to a box, and they come in these little packages. So this is like a clear window sheet is what it kind of resembles to me. So in advance, I have stamped out, or I mean, cut out a layering white and a real red, and those fit perfectly up there. So I'm just going to adhere these together. Oh, those dimensional backings drive me crazy. They get everywhere. And so I'm just going to glue these together. And then I'm going to adhere this down to my tin. Now I could also use Stampin' Dimensionals if I wanted to, but I'm just going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus. And then in advance, she has colored for me some little gnomes. And this one, she actually used a different color scheme. She asked if she could on this project, and I was like, oh, sure, go ahead. Now, these are fussy cut because there are no dies for it, but I'm sorry, I had to because they're so cute. You guys, we would have been here, you know, a lot longer than an hour if I didn't have some of that coloring and cutting done for you in advance. And so we are going to go ahead and put this on here. And then I'm going to add some of those little self-adhesive snowflakes. Now, all these products are in our holiday catalog. So everything that you're seeing me use is in the catalog. And these go here. Again, they're sticking to my nails. And I'll just add one here. You kind of get the idea of how awesome the little snowflakes make it look. And, oh, we'll add one more. We'll add one more to it. We'll add one more down here. All right, there you have it. How quick and simple and easy that is to decorate. Isn't that quick and simple? Love it. Okay. So then, moving right along, we're going to go to the next card that I'm going to showcase for you guys tonight. And that is, let me find the one next on my pile. Here we go. This one right here. So this one, Natalie made a blondie. So this would be a young gnome, in my opinion, right? She colored him. Again, we used the same shaded spruce and the same real red. And then this is the So Saffron, the light So Saffron. And so we used the layering ovals on this one, and I just used some of the medium-sized ovals, and you could really use any size ovals. You just want to make sure that they're all going to layer together nicely. And again, a lot of layering to this, but it's really cute. So I'm going to layer that one to the green, and then we're going to layer this to the gold. These gnomes are so adorable, you guys. You could color them in so many unique ways. You know, you could even completely change the color scheme. I went with the traditional colors for Christmas, but you could easily incorporate, you know, like purples and blues into this, and, you know, make it just, you know, ooh, look at that paper on the back. Do you ever make cards and you feel like, oh my gosh, I like both sides. I don't know which one to use. That's kind of how I felt with some of this paper. Okay, and then what I did is I used the thick green ribbon, and I just tied it around this mat right in the middle. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to cut that off, and using some glue dots. So I'm curious, how many of you want the gnome stamp set? Well, I know first of all that Denise Walton is going to have this on her list. Denise, you can make sure and comment right now. I know Denise is one of them. So is Lori, one of my other team members. I'm curious to see who else is definitely going to want this gnome, because they're so cute. You know, they're so cute, and they're so trendy right now. So trendy. This is Real Red. So again, this card is using Real Red shaded spruce. And I'm going to adhere this down to the card itself. Whoop, going a little too fast there. It's skipping on me. And then what I did, you can see on my sample there, I kind of bunched it up here and tied that around it. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to add on a little piece. So I'm just going to cut this whole gold trim of mine. It made a mess. It like all unraveled. So I have a lot of it everywhere. So all I did is I went underneath here, and I'm just going to tie this on, and I'm going to tie it kind of tight so it scrunches it up. Can you see that? It's scrunching it up for me. And it kind of holds it there all on its own. And I don't want it to be too tight. So the little bit of tension that it released is completely fine. And I'm just going to tie this in a knot, and I'm going to turn it this way so that my ends will kind of try to run that way instead of this way. And then I actually cut a little bit of too big of a piece, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to cut those off. And look at that neat look that you get to that. Isn't that so pretty? So pretty. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals and layer the little gnome on here like that. And I'm going to put this on my card like that. And then down here on the bottom is the greeting, and I did the Holly Jolly. I gotta find the right size of white. Here it is, I think. This is just a little bit too long. Let me make sure I have the right. I got pieces everywhere over here. There we go. So we're gonna stamp the Holly Jolly Everything on here using my Memento Black. So Holly Jolly Everything, and hope that Kim can stamp straight. There we go. And then that's going to get adhered to a piece of, so this is a 3/4 of an inch, and then the shaded spruce is 1 inch, and it's going to get adhered down like that. And then it's going to get put on here with some dimensionals, and I added snowflakes to these as well. So this will go down here. And I'm not going to take the time to add the little embellishment snowflakes. I think you guys get the idea. That just kind of brings it right to life a little bit. And you have my second little gnome card. So cute, right? So cute. Okay, let me show you the next tin that I'm going to be making. Make sure I find my products here. So another tin that Stampin' Up! Has is the rectangular tin. Now the rectangular tin does not have any kind of a window opening, but it kind of works the exact same way. You can put like little mints in there, or little pieces of candy, or, you know, gum or gumballs or anything like that. These are also, you get 4 of them for $12, and they come in a little box as well. And so we are going to make and decorate another one. But this time I'm going to use the opposite side of the paper. I may not have my little rounder here, so I may have to do it by hand later. But what I used is I used a little corner rounder punch to round the corners of my paper so that it would just kind of, oops, I guess it helps to make sure I have this the right way. There we go. So I'm going to round it later with my scissors, but you're just going to kind of round those off. You can either use your scissors or you can use your, you know, Stampin' Up! Does not currently carry a rounder punch, but I am just kind of rounding them with my scissors a little bit. Not hard at all. And then that is what I'm going to use, but this time I'm going to use the red, and that way the green ribbon will show up a little bit more. So for this, I actually put the adhesive all the way around this because I wanted to make sure that it stuck really, really good. So I'm just putting adhesive all the way around it, and then a little bit in the middle. And then I'm going to stick it down to the top. Now this, I believe I cut 3 1/4. All I did was measure how wide this was to kind of get an idea of how big to, oh, gift cards. Great idea, Sherry. Get gift cards, and also lottery tickets would also be a good one. So then they actually have a little something to open instead of it just being a gift that they, you just hand them. So I'm going to cut a little piece of green ribbon, and I'm going to show you how I cut the little banner into that green ribbon, how I did it very, very easily. So let me bring the sample back in. You can see on here the green ribbon has those little banner pieces cut into them. And how I did that is I actually just cut, let me make sure I get the cut the right way. I just cut this off at an angle, and it does it for you. So you just fold it in half, okay? And then you cut at an angle, and it kind of automatically centers it for you and everything. How cute is that? And then I put a strip of adhesive just right here in the middle of my box, and I adhered that down to the middle like that. And then I punched out, so in this case, this one we did green with the red and the white. So this one we could do green with the white to kind of make it, you know, show up a little bit better. So I'm just going to adhere those two together. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Philomena. I'm glad you like my little tins. These tins, like I said, Stampin' Up! Sells them. They're in the holiday catalog. I know that a few of you have not received your holiday catalogs yet. I did send them to you through our Stampin' Up! Mailing selector, but if you have not received it, please don't comment here. I might miss it, but please send me a private message, and I will be more than happy to get it sent out to you tomorrow, okay? Or, yeah, I'll definitely try to get it out for you tomorrow. Here's another cute little gnome. But that way, if you message me tonight, I have time to get it all packaged up and can take it and drop it off tomorrow. So anyway, I want you guys to get them sooner than later. So I just ask that if you do get the second one that I had sent to you through the Stampin' Up! System, just give it to a friend or put it in your car so you got one for later, that kind of thing. And then I just added, again, a couple of these little snowflake adhesives to the ribbon. It shows up really good on these the dark green and the dark red. And then I added a couple to the actual little, oops, push that one back on. I love that these already have adhesive on the back of them because it makes it so much easier to be able to stick down, even though I should be using something to stick them down with. But yeah, so there you have another little version of that using different color scheme, and kind of give you a little bit different way of doing that. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, so those are my 3D projects. Let's continue with my next card. Let's see what I have next on the pile here. Oh, I have that one. And Natalie colored that one. Okay, so let me find it. Our next one is going to be this card right here. Isn't she cute? I love how Natalie colored her. Look at the detail in her coloring. The little holly berries are colored red. The holly leaves are darker than the little apron. Just love all the detail. The shoes are the darker red blend so that they showed up. So when she colored these, she did not do any fancy like blending. She literally just colored, used the blends and just colored and made things darker based on how she thought it should look. So this one I used, oh, wait a minute. This is not the right card? Okay, bear with me. I gotta grab the right stuff. I grabbed the wrong stuff. Okay, so this one I used the Shaded Spruce as the card base, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a piece of Whisper White for my first layer, 5.25 by 4. Second layer is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so I layered those together. So let's do that. And I really like the white. I don't use white a lot for layering for mats, but I really like that. I'm sure she would do that for you, Bonnie. She would love to color some for you. So speaking of Natalie coloring, we're trying to figure out what we're going to use out of the Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog for our personal Christmas cards, because we want to try to get some of this stuff done like earlier than soon, instead of like sooner than later. And she says, we could do a gnome. And I'm like, okay, I send out like 80 Christmas cards. And I says, Natalie, I'm not coloring all those gnomes. And she's like, I'll do it. And I'm like, yeah, but then you're not going to do your online schoolwork because I know you too well. And she's kind of laughed. So I don't think we're going to be doing gnomes for our cards. Anyway, these are two pieces of the Designer Series paper that are cut 4 by 3. And again, I know if I wanted to layer them differently, I could, but I chose to use these two pieces, and I'm just going to layer those together and offset them a little bit. So you can see a little bit of the white behind it, like that. And then I added some of the gold twine to it. So this card, actually, I had help designing. One of my friends was here this day that I was designing this class, and she helped me design this one. And she put this cute little twine around here. So this is how I do that. I add a little bit of adhesive down to the back, and then I bring it around, and I'm gonna glue it right back on top of the adhesive that I put down. And then I tie a little bow and glue on there, okay? To me, it just works a little bit easier. And then we're gonna adhere this entire thing down to my card. And here's where you're going to kind of want to ask yourself, which one do you want to kind of be straight? Do you want the green one to be straight? Do you want them both to be at an angle? And I kind of did them both at a little bit of an angle. Just depends on what look you're going for. Whoops, I forgot that I didn't glue that down. So we're going to adhere this down to this mat. And then I'm going to adhere this whole one down to my card itself. Like that. And then we're gonna make a bow. Again, really easy, simple bow. Make it nice and tight so that it doesn't come undone, unraveled on you. And I'm gonna cut that off. Grab my glue dots. And I am just gonna put this on top of there like that. My glue dots need to have that little tail ripped off. And then I layered, again, a gold. These are two of the layering ovals. Again, you're just going to pick two that kind of coordinate together. And you're going to layer those two together. And then I put this whole thing on with dimensionals. And bring those in. And then that, so this is kind of loose. You can see that this will help it hold it in place. So you don't really have to worry about that coming up or anything like that. And then again, the cute little colored gnome that she did already in advance for me. And I cut them out. She colored them. So, but I don't mind fussy cutting. If Sandy Johnson is still watching, I'm sure that she is probably going, oh, Kim, you're going to make me cut those things out. Anyway, and then I topped it off with some of the little snowflakes again. And I think the snowflakes just kind of bring it to life because They show up so well on these dark colors of cardstock. And we'll add one here, and we'll add one here. And there you have, oh, I gotta add the little sentiment down here on the bottom. So I did I think that's the right one, yeah. So I did the Holly Jolly Everything again. So let me bring that in. So Holly Jolly Everything. And then I cut a little banner into this one. Just cut up the center and then at an angle into the middle. And again, a couple dimensionals. I always like to have the whole dimensional layer look. And I'm just gonna put those down. And so hi to Paula, and Sandy says, yes, I am. Love you, Sandy. All right, so there you have another cute card that is made using that awesome gnome. I just think they're so cute. Okay, I have 2 more left, but I think I'm just gonna make the one more with you guys. And then the last one I'm gonna just show you. I have to make the little redhead one. So this is what Natalie did. She insisted she had to make one have red hair. Love that girl. And so let me bring in that one. And this one is really quick and really simple and really easy. So this one is Garden Green from my card base. Again, the 5.5 by 8.5. And then I used basic black, and I think the black really made this. You guys, I just realized too that I skipped right over my sharing. So I'm gonna go back to that after I finish this card, because I seen somebody just pop on who's one of my winners tonight. So we're gonna go back to that. I'm surprised you guys didn't call me out on that. This is 4.25 by 3.25, and this is 4 by 3. And we're just gonna layer those together. I was so excited to start my gnome presentation and show you guys that cute little gnome that Pat made me that I forgot all about the sharing stuff. So we'll just do that when I'm, transitioned down here, and I'll show you guys the prizes and tell you who the winners are and all that good stuff. So if you haven't shared, make sure that you do share. Anybody who shares my video gets in the drawing to receive free product each week. So make sure that you do that. And then I have 2 pieces here. This is a 3/4 inch by, I think it's about 2.5, and this is a 1/4 inch bigger on both sides, so it's 1 inch. And I'm gonna stamp my sentiment, and this I just kind of put on here like that. Okay, so this one again is the Holly Jolly Everything. I kind of liked that one. I think it just kind of went with stuff. So Holly Jolly Everything, we're going to stamp it here at the far end, so we have room then for the little gnome, the little redhead gnome to go, as Natalie called it, my cute little redhead. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this on, and you could put this on with dimensionals if you wanted to, but this one I did not put on with dimensionals because I just wanted to raise the little gnome up. So I'm just going to use regular adhesive here for this. And I'm going to adhere it down here like that. And then here's the cute little gnome. Again, look at her detail, you guys. Do you see those snowflakes that are darker? So cute. And we use pumpkin pie. The light pumpkin pie is what she used to make him a redhead. And so her best friend has is a ginger, and so she always likes to think about that because she thinks it's so pretty and so cute. So anyway, put the little gnome on there, and then again topped it off with some of these awesome snowflakes sporadically here and there. So what I tried to do when I designed this class for you guys is I tried to incorporate almost everything from the stamp set. I'm just going to put 3 on for now. I can always add more later. But I tried to use everything that was part of the stamp set. And there's one thing that I have not used yet that I did use on my last card. Let me bring the stamp set back in. So you'll see that I've used all of these cute little gnome dudes. I used all of them. I've used the Holly Jolly Christmas, or Holly Jolly Everything. I've used You're a Friend Like Gnome Other. And then the last card I'm using, There's No Place Like Gnome for the Christmas season. And I'm incorporating, excuse me, the actual little house. So I'm not going to actually make this one, but I'm going to bring it in and show you because these are the 5 cards that are included in the class. But look how cute that is. And this one, she left the little apron white and did the red dress. She was just so clever in her coloring. I think she did such a great job. So, and then she used crumb cake to do the little tree house, and again topped it off with some of the little snowflakes. Here we did that same technique that I showed you earlier, but we actually bunched it together and then did a bow on top of it and glued that bow on with a glue dot to add a little bit of gold effect to it. But isn't that cute? So cute. So those are the 5 cards that would be included in my class. So this is the class you're interested in purchasing. Again, it includes the stamp set. It includes those snowflakes, the ribbon, and then all the paper that you would need. So if you don't have the stamp set yet, this is a great way for you to get your hands on that stamp set and be able to create 10 beautiful cards that I made using the awesome gnome. Let me also bring, and again, it's called Gnome for the Holidays. Let me bring in a couple of these little 3D projects so that you guys can see these as well. And these are simple, just little tins that Stampin' Up! Is selling. So quite cool, right? Okay, so before I sign off for the night, we are going to do the, I'm going to tell you guys who, let me find my notes here. So again, if you are new to my Facebook Lives and if you share my video, I ask that you comment shared, because sometimes I don't see the shares. If your settings in Facebook are set up in a unique way, I won't see that you've shared this. Comment shared. And if you, anybody who shares by, I think I leave it like open for anybody from now through my next Facebook Live, gets into the drawing. And so the winners from last week, and I know last week I didn't even show you guys what was up for grabs. So I'm sorry. I've been failing you guys on this sharing thing. I have the Elegant Faceted Gems and the Holiday Rhinestone Pearls. The Elegant Faceted Gems go to Mary Clark. So congratulations to Mary. And Mary, I believe I have your address. And this next person, I know I have their address. The winner of the Holiday Rhinestones is Shelby Lavrack. So congratulations, Shelby. It was Shelby's comment that made me realize that I didn't announce those winners. So let me show you what's up for grabs next week, and then the winners will be drawn next week. We have the Butterfly Gems from the annual catalog. Going back to the annual catalog for a couple things here. And then we have the Whisper White crinkle ribbon. And this ribbon can really go with any kind of projects. So those are what's up for grabs for next week. And again, I apologize, you guys, for omitting that earlier in my presentation. So anyway, I hope that you've all enjoyed my Facebook Live tonight. And I want to thank you all for voting on what you wanted to see tonight, because that was kind of fun to see what your thoughts were. Because I picked the poinsettias. I liked these two. So any of you that voted for the poinsettias, you're probably going to see that in the next week or two. I'm still going to do a presentation on it because it's gorgeous and beautiful. I know I'm starting Christmas early. I know it's near the end of summer, but there's so much Christmas stuff in that catalog that if I don't start early, you guys are going to miss a lot of it. So I'm not going to overlook Halloween or fall. I'm still going to do a Halloween and a fall one, but I got to start Christmas early because there's just so much in there. So anyway, thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. Again, remember my promotion going on. Whoever gives me the order or puts in the order that puts me over my 400,000 career to date sales will get a $100 shopping spree on me. You get to pick out $100 of Stampin' Up! Product. And again, I'm not going to tell you how close I am, but it's going to happen fairly soon. And if you have any questions putting in an order with that new online ordering system, please let me know. Happy to help in any way I can, but it's pretty intuitive. It's pretty easy to use. And thank you guys all so very much for joining me tonight. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you guys back here next week. Bye, everyone.